This is my ECOFLOW Delta 2 and the extra battery. I've had the Delta 2 now for a couple of years, and we have frequent power outages out here. I primarily got the Delta Flow 2 just to power my refrigerator. Well, I've always wanted to expand it. The technology is getting better, obviously. And so I did buy an extra battery, and I did that in the last couple of months. The reason I did it was we had a power outage for 3 days. Although my refrigerator is rated, you can actually not have power for about 48 hours. To basic 48 hours to 64 hours. That's 2.5 days. The food will stay frozen. So I didn't want to take the chance, and I wanted to get an extra battery, so I got the extra battery, and I'm really happy I did, because I discovered some other things, other advantages as well too. And it basically super extended the amount of time on my refrigerator. Everybody shows a picture of the refrigerator. I'll do that as well too. But I always keep it in my office, because not only do I use it for backup, I also use it to actually power my tools outside of on my property. I don't worry about extension cords or worry about power outage or generators. I just take it with me, and I run all my skill tools with it. So we'll do that here in a few moments, but you can't go wrong with getting an extra battery. The new invention they have as well too is the alternating charge, which I'm getting next. Really is a game changer. But I'm real excited to have the ECOFLOW Delta 2, and with this extra battery, it makes a big difference. And I typically, again, use it on the farm, not only in the refrigerator as well too. There's our Delta 2 powering our refrigerator, and you can see the pulls on it. Right now, we can say anywhere from 10 to 28 hours. Obviously, it's going to vary over time, but I think we typically get about 12 to 15 hours or longer. And I don't want to understate that or overstate that, but we've been very pleased with what we've seen on the draw. You typically, along the weather, this is a very solid Samsung refrigerator. The bottom is a freezer and the top is the refrigerator section. It's a very solid unit, and it does a great job for us. But when we lose power, which we do quite often out here in East Texas, because the trees falling down or weather, it's a lot of force out here, which is not uncommon. But this has done well for us the last 2 or 3 years. I did expand this. I did add the battery. I added the battery on purpose because we had an outage. I wanted to do it anyway. And so we will probably we'll probably upgrade at some point, probably to the Gen 3 on the Delta Pro, because we think that's what we want to do here. We want to run more and more power of our own and less off the grid. But we now have a fast backup system with no gas and fumes. We like it. It works well for us. And we're very happy with the Delta 2, and especially the Delta 2 and the extra battery. Here's another use case for the ECOFLOW Delta 2 and its extra battery. I'm getting ready to grind off using my skill saw here and these cutoff wheels. We got a gate here that I need to cut off about 90 of these ends and down the side, because we're going to use this gate in another location. I did cut all these off here by hand using a reciprocating saw, burn my reciprocating saw up. So I said, well, let's try something different. But this is just another use case of how to use the ECOFLOW Delta 2. I use it quite a bit on the outside, not only as a backup battery, but in this case as an actual tool on my farm out here. So let's check it out and see how it works. All right, I got the ECOFLOW Delta 2 set up. As you see, it's basically 100% charged. Crossway, I did use it a little bit earlier. So I'm using the skill saw in the corner. So I'm going to move it over here. And, we'll just give this a go. Just to see what I'm doing here. And then we'll see how much power drainage we use. I moved the cable around so it'd be safer. I'm going to drill it at an angle. So let's plug this thing in. All right, is it working? Perfect. All right, so we're going to cut these at an angle just like this. Yeah, that's why you need a one, down to be about to cut in. Okay, that's worked pretty good. All right, a little bit more. There's a whole lot better than 6 plus. That'll work. Okay. All right. Definitely, you can tell we have plenty of power with this unit as is. So we're just going to turn this off for now and do another one. Well, these cutoff blades worked really well, and I was surprised how quickly I was able to do it. I didn't use that much of the battery at all. If I was to estimate, I probably used between this, this is recharging, pulling off the battery. So it looks like I may have used 10% total of the power in this unit to cut all these pieces off on this gate over here and on the sides. But quite impressive. Again, just another example of how to use the ECOFLOW Delta 2 in an actual working environment. Again, very happy with this. I could have stacked them, I chose not to. I prefer to keep mine off the ground when I'm using them, so I try to use the table or put them on a stand or something. Even when I camp out, that's what I would do. But very happy. Like the fact that it's recharging. I'm done with it now. I can just let this thing charge. I was going to hopefully try to show you the solar, but looks like it might rain. It's too cloudy. Anyway, just another good example of what the ECOFLOW Delta 2 purposes can be. I don't have to worry about power in my barn. When I need power, I can walk out there with this unit and it's all great.